A lot of people are under the impression that appointment setters don't work. Oh, appointment setters aren't worth it, bro. And appointment setters are a scam. Don't get an appointment setter. Nah, they don't work. Don't invest into appointment setter. Don't look for an appointment setter. First of all, how does that work? Appointment setters are commission based. So as long as your business is making money, as long as the appointment setter only gets paid if they make you money. You know what I mean? So first of all, that debunks that first claim that appointment setters aren't worth it or appointment setters don't work. Secondly, some of the biggest businesses in the world have scaled with appointment setters. Here are some of the results that my clients have seen with appointment setters, okay? 21 calls booked, 24 calls booked, 17 calls booked. You know what I mean? 5 calls booked from 56 outreach messages. That's like a 10% booking rate, which is pretty good. Here are some of the results they generated through good appointment setting. 7K generated, 20K generated, another 7K generated, a whole bunch of payments generated. Look at all of these closes. All of this through good appointment setting. I know this because I was an appointment setter myself. I consult businesses with appointment setters and I use appointment setters for myself and for my clients. Okay, you can see the results we're seeing all through good appointment setters, all through commission-based appointment setters who are incentivized and managed properly. Okay, however, the key theme of that is good appointment setters, not mediocre appointment setters, not bad appointment setters, good appointment setters. In order for you to be able to see these results, your appointment setter has to be good. If your appointment setter is no good, there's no point. You may as well just do the setting yourself. You need a good setter, okay? You need good setters and you need good management around the setters so that they actually do their job effectively, okay? Management aside, though, finding a good setter, how do we actually find those? What makes a setter good? That's what we're about to go on today, okay? So, a good appointment setter versus a bad appointment setter, okay? Well, let's start. What makes a bad appointment setter? What makes a bad appointment setter for me is no real training. Okay, there's a difference between training and experience. Obviously, experience is something you have to work with, but training is something that's very entry level. You just have to either look for someone to to get trained by, or invest into training yourself. Training is one of those things where if you're serious about appointment setting, if you've got a serious candidate who wants to get good at appointment setting, training shouldn't be an issue. Training should be the first thing you do when you get started with appointment setting because how are you going to know how to be a good setter if you haven't received good training? Okay, training is one of the most important things you should really emphasize on when you're hiring appointment setters or if you're an appointment setter watching this video yourself. Get training as soon as you can, and I promise you, you're already going to be above tons of mediocre slash bad appointment setters. Arrogant and uncoachable, okay? Don't get it twisted. I've got a sense of arrogance about myself as well. I think a sense of arrogance of yourself, about yourself, is great. However, when that takes over, you being coachable, that's when it gets terrible, okay? There's nothing worse than a setter who thinks they know it all. There's nothing worse than a setter who isn't willing to take constructive criticism and who wasn't willing to take feedback. When I was a setter, the only way I grew was through feedback. The only way I grew was through coaching, having a mentor and taking that feedback, being coached. You know what I mean? So a setter who is arrogant, uncoachable, is just it doesn't make sense because 9 times out of 10, for a setter to perform on your offer, they need to be coached effectively, all right? So you can have a really good setter who's been great on one offer. However, when they come into your offer, it's probably going to take a little bit of teething. There's going to be a little bit of a teething period there for them to actually succeed, for them to actually start booking appointments, start generating revenue, right? So that means they need to be coached. However, if a setter is not able to be coached, if they're not coachable, then there's no point. They're never going to teeth on this offer, or it's going to take them tons of trial and error when all they really needed to do was listen to your coaching. Okay, so arrogant and uncoachable. That is something that makes a terrible setter. A setter who thinks they know it all normally doesn't know a thing. Okay, been on too many offers. You're probably watching this like, what? Been on too many offers? Let me explain. Okay, my friend My friend actually broke this down. Temi, he broke this down amazing. Okay, if a setter has been on too many offers, if a setter comes to me and he's like, "Oh, I've worked with him, I've worked with him, I've worked with him, I've worked with him," most people they're like, "Oh, okay, nice, nice, okay, you've got a range of experience." But I'm like, I mean, you've worked on tons of great offers. Why are you here now? If you've worked on 10 offers but you're here now, that means something either went wrong 10 times or, yeah, something went wrong 10 times. So if something's gone wrong 10 times, it's probably going to go wrong here. Just the law of the law of averages, right? If it's gone wrong with all of your other offers, it's probably going to go wrong here. So I think I see being on too many offers as a red flag. If a setter comes to me and they've been like, "Oh, I've been on XYZ offers, I've worked with him, I've worked with him, I've worked with her, I've generated this," I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, good results, but why aren't you there now? What happened? Were you the issue? Were they the problem? Did it go wrong with them 10 times? I doubt it. I doubt it went wrong with 10 businesses, their fault 10 times. 9 times out of 10, it probably was your fault. Were you just leaving after a while? Because if you're leaving after a while, then I don't want you on my team. Were you being kicked out? Because if you're being kicked out, then I probably don't want you on my team because I'll probably have to kick you out. What went wrong? You know what I mean? So those are the three main things that I think makes a bad setter. Now, what makes a good setter? Okay, experience, but ideally on one offer. I'd rather have a setter who's been on one offer for 2 years and got crazy results than, the previous point I touched on, a setter who's been on tons of offers over 2 years. Okay. I'd rather you be on one offer for 2 years, have got tons of experience on that offer setting because you can get good experience on one offer and then come to mine. When I was a setter, I only really worked on two offers. You can get tons of experience on one offer. You know what I mean? So ideally experienced on one offer. Coachable. Do they have a student mindset? People with a student mindset go far in life, no matter what you're doing, whether this is sport, whether this is business, whether this is ballet. If you have a coach, if you're coachable, if you have a student mindset, you're gonna go far because you're willing to take knowledge. You're willing to learn from other people. You're not self-centered. Okay, you're willing to take constructive criticism and just better yourself as a person, better yourself as a setter, and that is a great trait. Okay, any setter with that trait is God's gift. Are they trained? Okay. Have they received setter training? Have they invested into their training? If they've invested into their training, that means they're probably serious about it because they wouldn't just spend money for no reason. So if they've invested into their setter training, you can trust that, okay, they're coming already with a base understanding, a base knowledge, then they're going to know what they're going to do. I don't need to train them up on tons. I just need to manage them effectively. I don't need to train them up on tons. Perfect. You know what I mean? So are they trained? Have they received training? Have they got a mentor? Have they invested into some group coaching? Whatever training it is, have they bought a sales book? Have they brought the new model of selling? You know what I mean? And then finally, one thing I've got here is personal brand. Okay. If someone reaches out to me, I get tons of people reaching out to me. And if they have a personal brand, I'm going to take them seriously. Okay. If someone's got a personal brand, they post reels about appointment setting versus someone who's just got a blank page, a few pictures of themselves, I'm probably going to take the personal branding the personal branding page a lot more seriously than I'm going to take the person with no personal brand. Okay, so do they have a personal brand? Are they posting about themselves? Are they posting wins? Are they posting their results? Are they posting about lessons they've learned? Have they documented the journey? If they document the journey, I know I can trust this person. I know that this person is serious because it's not an easy thing to build a personal brand. It's not an easy thing to have the courage to get in front of a camera and start speaking, just start yapping. It's not easy. Okay, so personal brand is something that is very key to me whenever I find a setter, whenever I'm looking for a setter, okay? Now, if you can find a setter with all four of these things, you're golden, okay? You're golden. Genuinely, you're golden. If you can find a setter who's experienced on one offer, who's coachable, who's trained, has a personal brand, is willing to learn, in your time zone, all of these things, you're golden. I promise you, you won't have an issue. All you need to do is just make sure you manage them effectively. Make sure you've got the correct management systems and make sure you're continuously providing them with the scripts, providing them with the resources. Okay. Now, how do you actually find them? Okay. So we've gone through what results you can see with setters, what results I've seen with setters, and some of my clients have seen with setters. We've gone through what makes a good setter, what makes a bad setter. But how can you find them? Today I'm just going to be cover recruiting. Okay. Now, nowadays in this high ticket age, in this sort of space of online high ticket sales, it's really not hard to find recruitment sort of businesses for appointment setters. I've got three right here. Well, I've got two: Alpha Setters and Oracle, and Oracle Appointment Center. I think that's what it's called. Matt Jacob and Temi and Yomi Lowry. You know what I mean? These are two appointment setting training businesses right there that train killer appointment setters. That if you're looking for appointment setters, build partnerships with these guys. Reach out to them. Oh, hey, do you guys have appointment setters? I'm looking for an appointment setter to manage my XYZ system. Boom. You know what I mean? Building relationships with these business owners, paying them money to have unlimited access to their hiring pool is a gem. It's just God's gift because you have access to all of the remote talent. I said here earlier, you're looking a good setter needs to be trained. Well, not, a good setter needs to be trained and coachable. Well, if you're hiring from these hiring pools, they're trained and coachable because they've been coached, they've been trained. You know what I mean? So looking into things like these are actually building relationships with businesses like these will make your life so much easier. Okay, even people like Luke Alexander, you know, Club Closer, ABC Academy, all of these people, all of these sort of hiring businesses that train appointment setters, train killer appointment setters, all you have to do is go to them. Hey, I'm looking for an appointment setter. Hey, I'm looking for a closer. You've got access to a limited amount of talent that are constantly being trained every single day. You know what I mean? And I think that's a no-brainer for me. Like if I can find a setter who's being trained, coachable, then of course I'm gonna go to these businesses. No matter if I have to give them £500, £1,000. Okay, I'm giving them £1,000, but I know I'm getting talent. I know I'm getting good talent, and if there's anything wrong with the talent, I'm just gonna give them back. You know what I mean? Also, just building your personal brand as well. Um, when when you post videos like YouTube videos, when you post reels, when you post content, you're naturally going to attract good appointment setters. Okay, how you're going to attract good appointment setters, and appointment setters are going to be in your DMs every day, or closers. They're like, oh, hey, are you looking for an appointment setter? Are you looking for a commission based setter? Are you looking for a commission based closer? I get tons of these messages in my DMs. I'm not even huge yet. I don't even have a huge, massive personal brand. However, I still get tons of people reaching out to me in my DMs every day. My own appointment setter, he has to sift through loads of the messages to actually get through to the people who are actually interested in working with me. Okay, so personal branding and just hiring good setters from good training pools. You can also use things like Facebook groups. The quality on Facebook groups isn't always as good. There isn't always a as there's a lot more volume, but not as much as talent. So you can sift through and find gems. But that's always an option. If you don't want to pay these guys, you can just do it yourself manually. You can go through Facebook groups, um, have tons of interviews, and try and find the person who you resonate with and who you think is going to fit your business directly. However you want to do it, there are tons of ways. Okay, build your personal brand. Use these hiring pools. Use Facebook groups. Create job ads. Create jobs postings. Okay, referrals. Referrals is a huge thing. If you can utilize referrals, oop, no idea what happened there, but if you can utilize referrals, if you have a good setter, or if you've had if one of your friends have worked with a good setter, say if you've never worked with a setter before, if you've ever worked with a setter, or you know you have friends who are business owners that have worked with setters before, all you have to do, all you have to do is just reach out to them. Say, hey, do you have any friends that are appointment setter friends that are looking for roles? That's a referral right there. I say A players associate with A players, right? So if you've got an A player setter, 9 times out of 10 they've got A player friends. Okay, if a friend of yours who runs a business has got an A player setter, 9 times out of 10 they've got A player friends. You know what I mean? So you can use referrals. You can just keep it in the group. You know what I mean? You don't have to go having tons of interviews. Just use referrals. Like, hey, bro, you've been doing a great job. Do you have any other friends that are looking for appointment setters? I've got an appointment setter I need to go hit. Or I've got a closer that needs to go hit. See how easy it works? Using referrals, okay? those are really the main 3 to 4 ways that, if you want to find a good setter, if you want to find good talent, that's how you're gonna do it. You know what I mean? That is how you're going to find good talent, and that is how you're actually going to scale your sales as a business owner with good appointment sets. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Super quick one. Hope you guys got tons of value, and now you guys know exactly, right, cool, where can I go to find setters, and what makes a good setter, what actually makes a setter that I want to work with, and what makes a bad setter. You know what I mean? So any questions, literally feel free, DM me below. My Instagram's down below. Also, sales audit link down below. Again, I don't have to tell you guys. Literally book a call, audit your sales, see what we can do, see what we can make happen, and see if actually working together would make sense, or see if I can even just share you some of the insights that I'm having with some of the businesses I'm consulting, or some of the businesses I've got sales teams for. Some of the results we're seeing. DM me, book a consulting call link down below, and let's crush it. You know what I mean? I hope you guys found that video super useful. Same as again, comment down below any video you want to see, any content you want me to post, and speak to you guys soon.